What up, dudes and dudettes? Who cut the cheese? How's it going, everyone? It's another week. Another week has passed. And yeah, here we go again. Yeah, back to the Fonzy and Company podcast. We had the lovely Sam Lane on last week, and isn't he lovely, guys? We're very proud and happy to have him on board. Honestly, what a legend! What just a down to earth dude. Yeah, it's been a hell of a week, music wise, hasn't it? I keep every time I click on the BBC, it's just always bad news. It's usually good news. Now it's just all bad news, man. Bad news bears. It's yeah, just in terms of music, every motherfucker's dying. And I feel really bad. I feel like I almost I did make a joke, not last podcast before, about bloody Rolling Stones still on tour, and then who should go and bloody die a couple of weeks later but poor Charlie Watts, drummer of Rolling Stones. I know, yeah, he was not in the best of health, but usually these guys have been able to kick back from all sorts. But yeah. Shit, dude. Yeah. Rest in peace, Charlie Watts, man. I'd feel a little bit bad. I mean, I might be responsible. I don't know. I might have jinxed it. And if that's the case, of jinxing is a real thing. Fuck, I am so goddamn sorry. But no, bless him. I didn't realize how many people, honestly, he inspired. So many people, came forwards, and I didn't realize like how much of influence this guy has. I did see like a quote, something about Mick Jagger, like calling up to his hotel room, like saying, "Yeah, where the fuck's my drummer?" And then he came running downstairs and like fucking smacked Mick Jagger in the face, Charlie Watts, and says like, "I'm not your fucking drummer, you're my fucking singer." Fucking full respect to that man. Yeah, but it's still all doom and gloom, innit? I'm not sure what's going on with Bob Dylan. Haven't really heard much about that since the whole thing came out. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Who else? Goddamn, saxophone player from UB40 died as well. Unfortunately, this is really bad. As a lot of you know, listen to this podcast. I am awful with names. I can't quite remember. Obviously, know UB40 like very well, but. And unfortunately, I think it was 72, bless him. And Lee Scratch Perry as well. I was actually in a ska band about 5-6 years ago, but like a ska punk band. And we were due to support Lee Scratch Perry doing his DJ set and all that. And I think we had to reject it. I think the bassist was being a prick or something. We fired his ass. And it just never happened, and it's such a shame. I could have said I supported Lee Scratch Perry before he died, but no, that's another legend gone. And I feel like we're going down this path of, as I said, like we're getting to that age now, all you 90s kids out there, where all of our heroes are going to start to really kick it, and it makes you feel really, human, a bit vulnerable, doesn't it? Such a shame, but fucking, I swear every time I mention someone on the podcast, like it seems to have come up. It's weird, as I said, Rolling Stones, and Kanye West as well. What the hell is that guy doing now, man? He's the dude's changing his fucking name. It's like the artist formerly known as Prince. Yeah, changing his name to, I haven't even looked up the pronunciation of this name. I just saw it on the BBC. Ye, it's literally spelled Y-E. It could be yeah, I'm a genius, yeah. It could be ye, it could be yay, it could be yada. I have no idea. But again, the guy clearly, as I've said, the dude needs help, needs professional fucking help. And I don't mean that in a cynical way. Like, he's genuinely got some issues. But I mean, good luck with that. Yeehaw. Yeah, what was happening this weekend as well? Yeah, we just had Reading Festival, dudes. I think I got guys told you guys about my first Reading Festival back in 2003, 2004. with Pixies headlining, and yeah, it was a great time. Just a bit too young again to appreciate it, but we had Reading Festival again this year. Damn, I think we had a download festival this year, but I think it was only for 10,000 fangs. I think fangs, fangs, 10,000 fans, and it seemed to go well. I mean, no COVID spread or anything at the time, and this is when the vaccines hadn't properly rolled out yet. Like, I think they tested everyone on the door. You couldn't get in, and unless you were tested, and there didn't seem to be any outbreaks. I don't think they chased up all 10,000 of those people, but I mean, it seemed to be relatively successful. And then you go to Reading. I've always looked at the Reading lineup, and I think I kind of lost track around 2009, 2010 when Rage played. And ever since that point, I've seen a lot of repeats. You know what I mean? Like there's always like a year where like there's one band playing every fucking major UK festival, and you're like, all right, calm down, guys. Let's vary this up a little bit. I think one year like Foo Fighters are on every fucking lineup, and one year Metallica every single fucking lineup. And yeah, that's Reading. This poster for Reading this year, I looked at it, and there was probably about a handful of bands or acts or whatever I could pick out from there that I genuinely knew about. And I'm not sure if that's just me getting a bit fucking gammon, like just getting old in general. But I couldn't, for the life of me, make out a lot of these guys. A few of them had been going since I was a teenager. Saw the Wombats on there. And then what I thought I'd do is, rather than just bitch and moan about it, it's like, the kids these days, I thought I would just try and like check it out, like check out some of the highlights. Yes, really get into YouTube and like even like from weird camera perspectives, because you got the BBC highlights that they just highlight a few songs, but then someone will be courteous enough to upload the full thing. And yeah, I checked out, and to be honest, I will be totally honest, I've discovered some new acts. I think I say new acts. These guys have been going around for a while, but there was two bands that really stood out for me, and Wolf Alice is 110% one of those. Just the EQ professionalism on that set. These guys know how to optimize their pedal boards and to really let that sound. The dynamics are insane. They've got such a well-balanced sound, and song-wise, I remember playing a gig down south somewhere, might have been Brighton, and the sound guy was playing Wolf Alice's latest album. I think it's the one that won the Mercury Prize. And I was like, who the fuck is this? This is what I kind of wanted. Wolf Alice were kind of like almost the middle guy between me and starting Fonzy and Company, because I must admit, I did hear that album, and the variance of songwritings, again, like Pixies, that variance in songwriting was just mental to me, because there was something so soft and yet so hard. It's so like classic rock. It does make your head bop. It does make you hum along. And again, just the range and moods, it's just insane to me. And I've never seen these guys live. I never really bothered to chase up the album, even though I really did like it. I must admit I have now. And Jesus, yeah, these guys are killer. I can't believe I didn't pay them more attention before. But absolutely awesome. I think poor Wolf Alice front lady, I can't remember her name again. I'm so bad with names. But yeah, she got fucking harassed by Marilyn Manson, I think, I want to say Download Festival or something like that. Poor girl, honestly, having to be subjected to that bullshit, from someone who's supposed to be a fucking role model, to especially bands like Wolf Alice, who aren't exactly, in the same generation. So I mean, we expect like bands like Marilyn Manson and everything going back in the 80s, 70s to kind of influence these kids to do a better job. I say kids are probably our age, 30, and yeah, it's a shame that she had to be subjected to that. But I mean, much as I love Marilyn Manson when I was younger, I think we saw Marilyn Manson in Download Festival about 6 years ago, maybe. And honestly, I fucking walked out about 3 songs in, walked out. It was awful. He cannot fucking do it. He just getting absolutely trashed on stage. Just obviously doesn't give a shit about his performance and vocal performance enough to not drink that much on stage. I think the dude set up a bar. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, he set up. We saw them setting up something on the stage, and we're like, what the fuck is that on the side of the stage? Oh, it's Marilyn Manson. It's going to be something kooky. And it was a fucking. We saw a guy who was shaking cocktails behind it. It was just like a little hatch on the stage. I was just like, what the fuck is this? And he literally had a bar on stage, and you saw this gothic bartender just racking up shots and that on. And Marilyn Manson's clearly pissed. Third song in, just going. It was fucking atrocious, dude. And so we went to see Muse instead. Who, were awesome. Don't get me wrong. If someone had put on a really cool light show and then just put the CD on and blasted it out really loud, I wouldn't have known the difference. And I'm not sure if that I kind of lost that live element as a result of it. You ever heard of a guy complaining about a band being too good? Fucking white people problems, dude. Oh, the band was too good, so yeah. Yeah, they were sensational. They were good, but I sort of missed that live element. You know, I don't mind a few mistakes every now and then. It just makes it again a little bit more human, a little bit more relatable. But it was pretty goddamn perfect. But going back to Reading this year, Wolf Alice. Awesome, blew my fucking minds how good they were. Another band that came up, who I've heard of a couple of times because I think might have accidentally shared the stage with these guys at some point because I recognized the name immediately, and I was like, oh, yeah, this rings a bell, but I've never given them a chance, never like gone in to listen to their music, and I thought, yeah, now's a great time. Sports Team, Weird's vocalist is a strange guy, but fucking captivating. I mean, the whole band in general is just captivating. As I found going through all these highlights from this year's Reading, I did sort of struggle to differentiate the band's looks and who they were. And then I found, saw Sports Team, like this dude's wearing like blue dungarees. And the keyboardist has just got this mental, it's almost like the Prodigy haircut, you know what I mean? Like with Keith Flint used to shave down the front of his skull. And he's just standing there with like the most vacant expression on his face, but he looks insane, but he's awesome. And the dynamic of the band is just electric. A female drummer as well. The guitarist clearly very competent, very melodic. What a stupid thing to describe a guitar as. It's a melodic guitar. All guitars are melodic guitars, you stupid cunt. But you know what I mean, though? Like, again, vocals-wise, it was strange. It's not quite singing. I swear I'm going to be like a Pixies podcast at some point. Again, I'm going to refer back to Pixies, Frank Black. Sometimes just doesn't really project his notes. Like there's a lot of passion in the vocals, a lot of raw animosity going on there. Not necessarily on a vocal performance on a notation level, just with the grit and the performance in general. It's just cool, and a lot of the lyrics were just ambient and insane, and just like a lot of really weird references, something that you wouldn't necessarily write down and go, yep, that's a banger, that's a hit. But these guys can do it, and they do it really well. They're an entertaining, really catchy band as well. I'm definitely going to make an effort to go and try and see them at some point, hopefully this year. So I was really surprised. Admittedly, that's kind of where it ended for me. I did see, we're under Bespoke Media, Martin Dunning, who manages us. He also manages one other band called Maxwell Avenue. There's a place called Maxwell Avenue. They're really, really nice guys. The singer Ben, who I know quite fairly well now, he went to Reading this year, and he fucking loves Neck Deep. And I saw on his Facebook or whatever that he, I think, what's his name? It's Ben something. I think Ben Barlow, the singer of Neck Deep. I could be wrong on that. Came down and they sung December with him. And he said, you can't come on stage because of COVID, apparently, Ben was saying. And so he went down to him, and he was singing along with him to one of his favourite songs because he had a sign. which Ben obviously clocked on. And fair play to him, came down and sang with him. Kudos. Dreams can come true. It's lovely. No, I was just super psyched for him. Honestly, like, not many people could say they've sang with one of their favourite bands, so absolute kudos. I tried to get around a few more. I think there was a band called Inhaler. Again, started to blend in around that point. It's kind of one of those that, all right, that for indie kids, like curly, permy hair, overly baggy jumpers, they're fucking rolling up their jeans or whatever to show off their shitty socks or whatever. and sound wise, it's kind of something we've heard before. Is we got that Libertines Block Party kind of influence, that late noughties indie rock that was going on at the time, that was just everywhere. Vampire Weekend, Wombats again, and I don't know. I found a lot of the bands seem to blend in with that. And again, I found it hard to tell them apart musically and aesthetically. But I mean, I'm not one to talk. I mean, we're practically a Green Day tribute band at this point. Fucking cop-outs, bro. But I mean, that's what the kids are into. I mean, it's just fucking nice to see the kids out there and enjoying a big festival like Reading. It's mostly students now. I mean, but to be fair, we were students when Reading was going on, and I'm sure the people before them were the arsehole students and all, just out there having a good time. So I mean, fair play, Reading. Like, again, I don't understand. Like, I saw like there was a YouTuber, that KSI dude on there. I think I might be wrong, but it's just like they're kind of scraping the barrel a little bit now. Like, come on. It's like, I guarantee he'd turn around to be, yeah, what about your fucking band then? What have you fucking done? Like, I've sold millions of records or whatever. I'm just like, yeah, great. So has every other grime artist out there, sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like, again, like I can be quite critical. I mean, I could kind of get it there, but I mean, the guy, from what I've seen, has been a fucking arsehole. Online and offline, to be honest, and I mean, I haven't got the best impression of him. But yeah, hopefully Reading will sort of pick up the pace next year. Not to say that the quality wasn't bad. Again, I might just be getting old and I might not have recognised a lot of these bands, but I mean, a lot of them did seem. I was like, oh yeah, sing that one song because you've only been around for like 5 fucking minutes. You've only got one fucking song. And I hope like people start to sort of respect bands who, keep persisting and making good music and not just live off of that one fucking song. I think I saw a little bit of Sam Fender. Sam Fender's he's good, absolutely really really good songwriter. Again, I don't think it's anything to write home about necessarily in terms of the new and original sort of thing. But again, neither is Fonzy and Company. We're not we're not doing anything overly different here. But it's good to see bands trying to, rather than try and discover the new thing and just balls it up, and you just end up repeating the same stuff. I mean, a lot of the times people like the same stuff in a way. It's great to try new things and experiment and try to be the next best thing. But if just get the old thing right first, you know what I mean? Like, we haven't had like a decent band who is like fucking so idolized like that in a long time. Probably not since probably Nirvana or Oasis or on that level. You know what I mean? So I think bands are just trying to be the next original thing, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. It seemed like a good segue to go into, but honestly. Oh man, but we're currently booking for festivals for next year. We've got some really good things to announce, so keep an ear out for that. You guys are saying, a few of you were saying on the not the last podcast with Sam, the previous one on that, when I mentioned about my guitarist being a fucking little wreckhead at the Isle of Wight festival when we played there. Yeah, and I did say, like, I had a few more like stories bagged. Some of them will be worse. Some of them will be, just like, oh shit, that happened. That sucks. But yeah, some of you guys wanted another one, so I thought I'd try to remember like a good one. Nothing as gross as vomiting and shitting yourself, sort of. It'll be a lot classier this time around. But I remember, I think it was a gig in Bournemouth. Now, I'd never heard of the venue before. Bournemouth, it's not exactly the touring hotspot, I'd say. There's a couple of good ones in there. I can't remember off the top of my head now because I haven't been to Bournemouth in about 2.5, 3 years. But yeah, we used to go to a nightclub there that was an alternative nightclub, and it was the best fucking night ever. Like cheap as fucking shit drinks. There's pole dancing there. You can. There's like an atomic bomb in the middle of the fucking room. I don't know. I can't remember me. I'll remember the moment I put the mic down today. But yeah, we went to this place in Bournemouth, and again, never heard of the venue before. We got to the venue. I can't remember who we were supporting. It was someone relatively big and up and coming at the time, but again, I am shite with names. I really, really should do my fucking research before I start recording. It's not a good way to go. But yeah, anyway, it was like kind of hardcore pop punk, post-punk, that kind of thing. Alexis on Fire, 4 Years Strong, etc. You know what I mean? Gallows, all that lot. But we were due to sub-headline. So we got to this venue, and we were wondering where the fucking venue was. Like we'd gotten to the address, and we were just looking around going, where the fuck is this venue? Like it says right here, 114 blah, 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 blah street. And we asked someone passing by, and they pointed down this sort of slit road, I guess, like an alley, but like a really shallow alley. And we went down there, and we said, well, there's a hostel here, but I don't see a venue. And then we saw like a very small sign saying the hostel or whatever, which was the name of the venue. And like, the venue's a hostel? All right, let's go and piss off some kids. Let's go and piss off some backpackers. And we went in there, and it turns out they do have like this basement in the venue, which was actually pretty sweet, like nice and intimate. You can probably get about maybe about 100 people in there at a push, though, but you'd be really pushing them in. And to be fair, it was like really kitted out. It was a really sweet little looking place. So we got there nice and early. We were wondering where the headline band was, because it got to about 6 o'clock, and nobody had any idea where the headline band was. So apparently they just didn't show up, and we're like, all right, that's cool. What happens now? I said, well, you guys have got to step up and headline. And we're like, cool, nice. And we were just starting to get a name for ourselves, I think, around this point. So yeah, word had traveled. We've been gigging a lot. I think we just had a feature in Big Cheese magazine. I'm not sure if that's still a thing anymore. And Enemy had just done a small little introducing page on us, so we were like over the fucking moon at this point. And so we'd been stepped up to headline, and honestly, I think that was the first time I got a glimmer of fans being excited, because we did get a lot of people coming up saying, oh yeah, you guys, like, oh yeah, we read your thing, you were on TV the other day. I say TV, it's like one of those stations that were like, you know, local bands and stuff like that. The Southwest doesn't have a fucking lot going on, let me tell you. And you were like, yeah, all right, fuck yeah, all right, we're excited now. Like, it was a little bit daunting at first, like having to replace the headlining band, but we're like, oh fuck yeah. And then we'd heard tickets had sold out about 8 o'clock. We were at full capacity, like, fuck yeah. So you got this really intimately small room, fucking loud. I think they had a really good PA going on, so everything was really clear. I mean, the sound guy just didn't give a shit. Like, he was, which I was really happy with. A lot of people would be courteous about the decibel level, but this guy just fucking 10. And we saw the supporting bands, and we're like, Jesus Christ, this is loud. And they weren't nearly as heavy or as like vocal as us. So we're like, shit, man, what are we going to sound like? Yeah, it's going to be good. So it got to the point where 100 people in a room. Everyone's had a bit to drink. If we're fucking ready, they put on the light show specifically for us. The lights were decent as well. Fair play to them. They'd kitted the place out. And I think we got a song in. Everything was cool. And then we were just about to play a new track, which I think we'd just released, or were just about to release. I can't remember. And we're like, right, are you motherfuckers ready? Like that sort of You know what I mean? Just like, yeah, this is mosh pit, circle of death, wall of death, open up the fucking pit, all that shit. And there was a big crescendo to this song, so it was about a minute long. You know, like Cochise by Audio Slave. You know, dun 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 dun. You know, about a minute long, but it gives you such an angst, and you're like, oh, and all of a sudden, just as we were about like maybe 4 bars away from just going 1, 2, blah, and all of a sudden the sound cut out, and the lights just came on. Like, it was pretty dark with all like the headlamps going off and shit like that. So we already had a pretty good atmosphere going on, and all of a sudden, yeah, lights come on, sound goes off, and everyone's like, boo. Like, I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? My vocal mic's still on for some reason. And I was just like, dude, yo, to the sound guy, like, what the fuck's going on? And he came over, and everyone's like just going like, boo, like, what the fuck, boo. And he came over and whispered to me. And obviously the band are like waiting for me to say what he said. And he had a little radio sort of thing, and he basically came up and whispered to me, and he said, "Hey, bro, I'm really sorry, but we've got to stop the show." I was like, what the fuck's going on? He said, "I've just heard from upstairs that the police are here." I was like, all right. Well, a noise complaint, something like that. Are we too loud? I mean, it is motherfucking loud. Fair enough, but I mean, we could just talk to them and turn it down. And he said, "Oh, well, actually, this isn't technically a music venue. We don't have a license to do this." But then the police have just come to shut the whole thing down. It's not a matter of the noise. We're not supposed to have this gig on at all. I was like, right, and the worst thing about it is that he said, "Mate, I left your vocal mic on because I need you to announce to the crowd." We've got to go. I was like, "Oh, thanks, motherfucker. Are you serious? I've got to be the one to do this." And to be fair, I wasn't like laughing about it. I was pissed. I was angry because this guy had obviously collected ticket money. I think it was around like 10, 15 quid a person, because it was about a 4-band lineup. And again, that headlining bands were a fairly big band at the time. So I think he just must have done some MySpace messaging or something like that and gotten a really good deal. But we didn't see a penny back, which fucking annoyed me. I was really angry at the time, and I was saying like to myself, right, well, I'll do this, and then like I'm collecting my money and we're fucking off, sort of thing. So I said in my angry voice, "Hey guys, listen up. We've just been told that the police have come to shut us down." Everyone's like, "Boo! Fuck the police! Fuck the police!" And to be honest, I got really fucking into it. I mean, I am all for our police. I think they're great members of society. Like, we're the members of society. I think they're just all the police in Bristol that I've ever had to deal with, anything to do with a restaurant or any incidences, been nothing but courteous, professional. I mean, obviously there's some dickheads that ruin it for everyone else, but same with all groups of people in it. Yeah, but I was just like, yeah, fuck you. And yeah, surely enough, the police came down the spiral staircase and started moving everyone out. And they moved us out as well. And it's like, well, we haven't been paid for this. It's like, well, it's not really a legal gig. If you accept money for this, then we'll have to take you in with accompaniment compliance with this. Well, I don't know, some policey detective talk, some true crime law and order shit. And we're like, all right, we're fucking out, yeah. Then we just drive home, and then we just sort of like realize, like, actually, shit, that we were so loud. I think we kind of made something up for a while. So yeah, man, we were so awesome that the police shut us down. Which wasn't the case at all. We just got shut down because the gig wasn't supposed to be fucking happening. It's just, yeah. So that's always been fun. The day we got shut down by the police. Oh, stupid kids, honestly. And yeah, there'll be more stories at some point. I've just got to try and remember them all. I was genuinely, before I sat down, I had to think about what happened. I mean, even though it's a very basic story, I think I'm a storyteller. I like to build up and all the unnecessary details. My mum likes to do that. She likes to tell a story which could last about a minute in realistically, if you just get to the bullet points, but she can make a minute story last for about half the fucking day. She's like, and he came into the room and he was wearing a blue velvet shirt. Like, what happened? Tell me what happened. Oh man, but yeah, shit, we're starting to get our shit together ready for, we are going to London. Ironically, when we're in London, we're going to London on the 3rd of October, but that's nothing for you guys to be concerned about. This won't be a live show. This will be a live recording session at Cargo in London, ironically, where Wolf Alice has done their last few recordings. So even more reason to get involved and properly look these guys up. Yeah, but we'll be doing that again on behalf of War Child UK in association with Hotvox UK. We'll be raising money and putting a load of some of our personal possessions, some awesome shit up for grabs. So think of it like a Patreon, but instead of donating directly to us, you donate directly to the charity. And we're really excited to be a part of this. And to be honest, you guys who have not seen us live yet, which is, to be fair, more than likely, as we've not played that many shows with lockdown and the few lineup changes we've had in that. So this would be a really good chance for you guys to see us in a professional setting. So I think we'll be recording that on the 3rd of October, and the live stream will be going up around late November, maybe late October. But we'll see how that all goes. Yeah, we can't fucking wait. So I've just been going through my setup, making sure I'm all good. Again, any of you who've listened to the previous podcasts will know that my pedal killed my amp, and I blamed the fucking power at the front, when in actual fact it was my fucking tuner from my motherfucking pedal board. So I'm just making sure I'm foolproofing everything right now. Might upgrade a few things. A few of you were asking as well, like what my setup is on stage. I think I'd be happy to just go through it with you. But honestly, again, it's going to be like my mum. I'm going to make the most simple setup sound as elongated and as complicated as humanly possible. My setup, guys, is not that elaborate. I have a maximum of 4 pedals on at once. That's just the basic overdrive, a super overdrive, and fucking reverb pedal and a tuner. That's it. That's 4 pedals. It's nothing to shout home about. I'm not really into wahs levelers. I do want a couple of EQs going on there. Not really a massive fan of flange, anything like that. I like a nice simple rock and roll lineup. My amp is a 4x12 orange cab, and I use a Crush Pro 120 heads, which has been a godsend. Again, I love orange now. I don't know how I've gone through my guitaring career without them. But everyone's usually into Marshalls. Lauren, the other guitarist, is very much into half stack Marshall at the moment. I think it's a DT20 head, valve head she uses, which is absolutely gorgeous. And for a 20-watt head, that dude can punch. It's fucking loud. But I mean, the midtones in the orange and the distortion, it's just it's got so much clarity, yet a lot of sludge, a lot of mess, but in the most neat, most awesome way possible. I fucking love this amp so much. Again, my distortion pedals, I just switched between the clean and distortion on the amp, and a little bit of the Boss blues driver, just to give it that little extra crunch, especially on lead lines. And then I think I use a Moog. I might be wrong. Something like that, Moog or a Moog. Again, I am not technically savvy. I know my stuff a little bit, but most of the time I'll be like, I use a Flurg pedal or a pedal and a pedal. And my guitars, I've got a lovely Burns Cobra. Burns are homemade London guitars. The trisonic pickups. It's a Strat body, Rosewoods, 22 fret. Absolutely gorgeous, honestly. It's got a decent amount of weight. I like a good weighty guitar. I'm not really into those tellies that you can just like swing around. And I will actually, I do love my Burns Cobra. However, when you guys see the charity stream, that will actually be one of the prizes that will be up for grabs. I'm just giving it away now. And it's not going to be a lot. I haven't decided exactly how much it's worth parting, but you know what? It's a fucking War Child is a fucking great charity, and to give, I've got a few guitars now, and I think it can. I think it can go to a good home and still be played, which is good enough for me. And then charity, and then so on. I do use also a Fender Squire. I got so it's a custom Fender Squire. So I fitted it with Seymour Duncan pickups a little while ago. Sounds absolutely awesome, and you should see the graphics on this thing, man. It's I think only I can't remember how many were made. Not a lot though. It's got, I mean, it's based around Obey, so the skate brand, and yeah, I think they were specifically made around like 2001, 2002, and yeah, the graphics are just fucking insane. It's such a punk rock as fuck guitar. And my main beauty guitar is the Joe Doe Lucky Betty. Joe Doe, if you guys, they're made by Vintage. Vintage wouldn't usually be my go-to guitar. However, I fucking love this thing. I mean, I purely fell in love with it because of the graphics. You know, I'm one of those, yeah, oh yeah, it's really, it's got really pretty colours, so it's got to be good, yeah. But no, it's a lot more than just the beauty of a guitar. Like, it plays like an absolute dream. The response on it is absolutely insane, and the sound in general. One humbucker pickup. I didn't know I would ever need single coils, and I don't think I'll ever need them again. Really got no need for them again. Bringing out that real mid sound along with the orange, just it's so piercing. For a mid-tone guitar, and I love it. Yeah, it's the American alder body, so almost like a Strat, just a little bit thicker. I like a bit of girth. Yeah, that is, as I said, guys, that is. I'm not going to make that sound any more impressive than it is. Obviously, as we write more stuff, and I might add some more. Things to my setup. But honestly, we're getting a few like in-ear monitors, things like that. Really wanted to try those TC Helicon vocal pedals as well. I used to have one ages ago, and I remember it being the absolute tits because you go to a lot of venues, and a lot of the mixing desks won't even have fucking the basic reverb on it. And I'm like, come on, dudes, I want some reverb. I love reverb. You know, if you're sounding like shit, if as long as you distance yourself, but give you a bit of distance from the mic, and just go, yeah, it makes it sound really pretty. But guys, there isn't a huge amount, much more to say. Otherwise, I would like to mention a couple of guys who have come forward. The Cactus Paradox. Now, this guy writes really good reviews, gets the real exclusives on these absolutely awesome bands, and he's actually reviewed Fonzy and Company before, so it's gonna be good. But he doesn't do just new bands. He does some of the big ones. I think he's just done a vinyl perspective on the Strokes, Is This It, which we all love, and the Weezer, of course, the Blue Album, I believe. This guy's got some really interesting perspectives and some really good things to fucking say. You get so many current medias now that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I'm young, therefore I know what the kids like. I know what I'm doing. Like, you got the grammar of some dick. Just said the guy on the podcast. You have the grammar of some dick. I couldn't do what this guy does. But yeah, if you want to look it up, it is, if you just look up on Instagram, the Cactus, the prickly fucking plants, Paradox, Paradox, the Cactus Paradox. Yeah, give this guy a look up. He'll do you, if you are in a band, make sure to look him up because he will do you guys some real justice. And I have to mention also a band who have been wanted to mention called Thunder and the Giants. I had a little chance before recording to listen to these guys. I don't know if you guys have ever heard, or have you guys ever fucking heard of Weezer? Of course you fucking heard of Weezer. Yeah, I got those that kind of vibe for those guys. If you like that kind of 90s when indie, almost when grunge was still popular, but it started to move on to that. So it was like kind of this gorgeous limbo period where you got bands like Smashing Pumpkins, Vines, Nine Black Alps, things like that starting to come into our lives. Yeah, almost it's melodic, but it's got a nice. They use a perfect amount of distortion for me. You can look them up at, oh God, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head now. I know their tag is at T-A-G, T-A-T as in tat, T-A-T-G band. So that's at T-A-T-G band. Thunder and the Giants, go and give them a like, go and give them a listen to. The vocals are fucking nice and raw as well. No fucking bullshit auto-tune, automation bollocks on that shit, dude. These guys are like nice balls to the wall, know what they fucking like. Yeah, fair play to you guys. Keep it up. Thank you for sending it over. And if you would like to be mentioned on the podcast at any point, I do not have a lot of reach on this podcast at the moment. You always find that when you upload videos and you start doing a series, you notice the views just start going down, 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 down. And I think some of like the second or third episodes was some of the best content on there. I mean, the first episode, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. To be fair, I still don't know what I'm doing. But, yeah, it just seems to be getting less and less. I don't know if you guys want to hear something different, or you want to hear more, you want to hear from the other members of the band, just let us know. A lot of you guys still message me asking me about these stories and asking me, like, asking me about the gear, which is great. And again, we're not a social media band. We don't like fucking living our lives in the comment section. You know, we like to talk. We like to be face to face. We like hugs. We like dick touches and booby swipes. Yeah, we like to get up close and personal. The Americans like to shoot and we like to stab, sort of thing. We like to get up close and personal. I don't know what that means. Anyway, that is my third coffee of the day. I'm now going to move on to whiskey, and I'm going to let you guys get on with your day. Thank you so much again for tuning in. I think this is episode 6 now. God, we're doing well, and I'm really enjoying again speaking to you guys. Again, keep listening to the music, and I will be back hopefully with another band member very soon. Peace and love, you guys.